Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Comedy Hype News, I'm John Abba. Over the weekend, Dave Chappelle would celebrate his 6th Grammy win for Best Comedy Album. Chappelle previously won the award 3 times in a row before taking 2 years off, then winning 3 more times consecutively for a total of 6. Chappelle achieving 2 3-parts have drawn many comparisons to Michael Jordan's championship wins with the Chicago Bulls back in the 1990s. Some are even using this as a further reason why Dave Chappelle is considered the GOAT of comedy. Well, shortly after Chappelle's win, his opening act on the road and longtime friend Donnell Rawlings would share the good news on his own social media. Rawlings would repost a Comedy Hype clip where fellow comedian Corey Holcomb called out Chappelle for bombing on stage at comedy clubs when prepping material for an upcoming special. Now, Holcomb wouldn't stop there, as he would go on to call Chappelle overrated as a comedian.
The only person who said something was Faison Love about him being a little overrated. Now, like I said, in movies, television, Dave Chappelle is elite. Elite. But if you go watch Dave Chappelle do stand-up, it was an old man at the Improv just stood up while Dave Chappelle was on stage, and he said, "Dave, are you gonna crack some jokes?" I watch Dave Chappelle finna go up. I'll be like, "Well, shit, let me get the fuck out of here." Because he is not about to deliver. He's about to talk to the crowd like the big homie. You know how the big homie be talking and don't nobody say nothing? Everybody just be like, yup,
you right.
Yup. There
As a response to Holcomb's comments, Rawlings took to social media with the caption, "Sometimes you gotta pop out and show a nigga. Congrats to my brother Dave Chappelle, 6th Grammy win. Hashtag mild Grammy. Welp." Now, fans were split on Holcomb's opinion of Chappelle, as many would disagree with Holcomb, calling him a hater. Now, despite this, some would agree with Holcomb's claims of Chappelle being an overrated comedian. Some even shared their experience attending a Dave Chappelle show where they said he didn't generate as many laughs as expected. One user on social media would respond to the resurfaced clip of Holcomb criticizing Chappelle. On it, they would write, "I feel like Chappelle told more jokes back to back when he was younger, but then he became more of a storyteller or an observational comic or whatnot, like George Carlin. With that type of comedy, you have to really pay attention to get the joke, or the jokes come through the course of the story. Sometimes telling jokes back to back can come off as trying too hard, like with Kevin Hart." One more online user would write, "I don't disagree. What I will say is Dave Chappelle you see today does not have the same comedic style of Dave Chappelle before his so-called Africa trip back in 2004. Another social media user would offer a similar comparison to the situation. They were going to say, "Dave is a one-of-one in his comic style, and it's not for everybody. The conversation reminds me of Kendrick versus Drake. Some folks just want to party and others enjoy the layers." Another online user would agree with Holcomb by writing, "I can't stand Corey Holcomb, but he's right. Dave Chappelle stopped telling jokes years ago. I saw him in 2011-ish at Yoshi's in San Francisco. He just talked for almost 3 hours. It was crazy. Not a joke was told. At one point he asked what else you guys want to talk about." While one more social media user would say, "Corey been trying to get a cap moment since last year." Now, just last year, both Holcomb and Rawlings would get into their own disagreement after Holcomb followed Rawlings one night on stage at a comedy club in Los Angeles. When Holcomb took to the stage, he referred to Rawlings' comedy as mild. Rawlings, of course, would take offense to being called mild, as all this took place just days before Rawlings was set to release his Netflix comedy special, A New Day, produced by Dave Chappelle. So what do you guys think about Donnell Rawlings' post getting back at Corey Holcomb after Dave Chappelle's 6th Grammy win for Best Comedy Album? And do you think that Dave Chappelle is overrated? Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Plus, stay up to date for the latest news and comedy by subscribing here to our YouTube channel and follow Hype Plus across all social media. Plus, head over to hypersclub.com right now for more original content, as well as get a free listen of our new platform, Hypers Club Radio. Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Comedy Hype News, I'm John Abba.